A very good afternoon, everyone. Today we have with us a very special guest, Miss Kusum Latha from Small Steps. So before we get into the session, I would like to introduce her to all of you. Miss Kusum Latha has been a software engineer and she holds almost 10 vast years of experience with different industries. She actually got attracted towards the education industry because that was her passion, which was probably lying somewhere hidden inside. She became a self-starter as she possessed very strong interpersonal skills. She not only works well in a team, but also works very well as an individual. She likes to seek new challenges and tries to think out of the box with creative outcomes. She's a fun lover and she's a passionate person and she loves dancing and she loves to be around the children and she likes to be one around the kids. She believes in the values of character, values, vision, action, and satisfaction. Thank you very much for joining us. It's indeed a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Kusum. So to begin with, I would just like to understand that what was the thought behind starting the school?
So my thought behind starting Small Steps is, first thing, I love kids, and second thing, I believe that nurturing a child in the early age is what is the most important step in aspect of learning or self development or anything. So I started it with a thought that I am going to help them to shift their thoughts from the right early age into the actions, so that when they are an adult, they don't find it difficult on how to be successful.
That's a really good thought behind it. So what was the year that this school, Small Steps, was established?
2022.
Okay. So it's still a baby. And so how come you named, I mean, it's such a cute name, Small Steps. So what is the thought behind the name?
Actually, it was like, when I was about to start up with the school,
yes, please tell me.
I was hearing so many things called little, as in suggestion box. But then I myself gave some time to understand what exactly I'm going to do with this group of kids. They're very tiny. And I thought from the perspective of a parent. Like, I remembered how I holded my child's hand. I mean, I gave my finger, I holded him with my two fingers, and I taught him to, walk.
Yes.
So I felt that, the small step that make them run.
Correct.
Right. So yes, that was the point that touched me. Key small steps, because they are born tiny, they grow, they are very small, they learn things small, like they take small bit of things in their mouth. That's how everything they learn. Correct. So that's why I named it as Small Step.
Okay. Yes, quite relevant, I would say. Another thing is, how Bangalore city is. It has so many schools. In fact, there are some areas which are almost like school belt. So with so many schools coming up, and especially where preschools are concerned, there are probably every second or third lane has a preschool. So with so many of these preschools mushrooming everywhere, how do you stand to make a difference?
So I believe it's good when we have healthy competitions among schools. That's where it's just like a lotus, which comes up in the kitchen, what we say. So how do we show that? Through the quality that we deliver. And being a preschool, the most important thing that the parent would expect is how are the people here to whom we are handing our gems, right? When they leave the child, they would not be bothered like, what are they going to study, or how are they going to, be what they will become after 20 years. The first thing that they would really look up to is, my child is crying, how would you settle them, right? And that's the first step. And coming to the next thing, like I have a hybrid model, which is very unique comparatively. Till date, I haven't seen anybody with that model, wherein I focus on the child's development and their learning, their understanding toward the society and environment, because that is what makes them a person after a long run. So how do they mold themselves together in all these? Because it's good to accept the realities and teach them how do you have to carry yourself to the reality, and in a very effortless playway method where they cherish learning it, and they don't understand that I'm learning something, but they're just cherishing their own experiences that is said by them. So I also believe giving importance to the culture. So this is the hybrid model which I was talking about, where I give importance to curriculum, co-curriculum, their self-development, and the culture. So we are in a country rich in heritage and culture. We teach them to respect others' culture, their rituals. Let's be part of it and just clap for them. They feel happy.
Yes.
So these things are what are keeping me unique from the others.
Okay, that's nice. Very interesting. So currently, what grades or what age groups do you have in school in small steps?
Right now, I am dealing till UKG. So I have play group. Below play group are the toddlers, nursery, and LKG, UKG. And the names are very different for them. We have named them as Fresh Seeds for the play group, Nurturing Sprouts for the nursery, and Emerging Wings for the LKG kids, and the Bright Blossoms for the UKG.
Wow.
So that's how they grow too. And we put the toddlers together as a term called the nest. They're still in the nest of the womb.
So beautiful. That's lovely. So how do you, what is the student-teacher ratio that you follow at your small steps?
We have a student-teacher ratio, say 24 students is to 2 teachers with 1 helper. And with this, it is ensured that every child gets that equal attention, the approach towards the help that they see from a teacher. So that would be, fulfilled what we believe with this ratio.
Correct. Absolutely. I'm sure that no child would feel that the child is not being paid attention to in this manner. That's a very good student-teacher ratio that you follow. Do you also have a daycare at small steps?
Yeah, we do have a daycare. And generally like below 2 years, that's like 10 months to 2 years, we do not force them for anything. We just make them feel that, you are at your home, because they leave their parents, and maybe it's a very, very, very younger age for them to adjust themselves to the school environment. Yes, we do have daycare where we give them the homely experience, that they do not have that anxiety towards not being with their parents.
And your timings for daycare are?
We start from 8:30 and we are operational till 7.
Okay. Now, with parents, sometimes, of course, every parent wants that the child should, learn the best to their abilities. So at times when, say, a child's, a parent's child is about, say, 4 years old, and they see another child who's of the same age group, the parent feels that maybe their child does not know as much as the other child. So would you like to share your thoughts on that? What is the best way that a child learns so that the parents can help their children?
So this is, maybe assume there are 2 pots we have. We put same content of water, same soil, but one might grow faster, one takes its own time.
True.
But that doesn't mean they aren't plants and they aren't giving us flowers.
Correct.
So what do we do when we water the plants? We have the hope. Okay, let's water, it will grow.
Yeah.
So as teachers, as parents, that hope should be there, and they should stay calm. They should listen to their children, which is missing. Even the teachers, with the fast running world, we are not giving enough time to listen to them. So listen to them, question them, ask them why, listen to their voice, how, and stay calm, support them emotionally, motivationally. And it's not an age where we judge them. Correct. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. Every child is unique, has their own talent, has their own capability. It's just the time that need to come into the picture. What we need to do is give some time to them as teachers. When we see that a child is a bit slow compared to others, we try to understand why, where, what's stopping. Is it that he's not able to put on interest because of that method that we are using? From the school perspective. So it's like, we as adults, we love things keeps changing, right? Like colorful, changing changing things, happening things. So the same expectation the children has. We as adults, we think, we can enjoy that, and let's not let our children enjoy that part. But that's unfair. So we should give them the same space to let them change. It's okay. A week they are moody, it's okay. Just tell them, see, what you're doing is not right. That's it. The next week, give them a turn that, they turn to be independent, carry themselves. Let's not stop them. Let us leave them over their exploration to come up with their thoughts. Let us appreciate them. When we will bring in all these within us as teachers and parents, I think the children has no flaws. Absolutely. It's just that we have to, little bit know to understand the child, give a space to the child. That's it.
And, there are certain probably skills that the parents want to know in shaping the overall personality of their children, because in the end, every parent wants that their child should be an all-rounder, should be good not only at academics, but at the extracurricular as well. So are there any kind of skills that a parent can inculcate in the children? How can they help their child to develop this kind of personality?
Actually, all the skills are rightly could be given from the home. Say communication skills. The previous question which I answered, listen to your child, question your child.
Yes.
So and coming to the gross motor and the fine motor skills. So obviously, we are all very busy as parents these days. Maybe if I'm working, I say, okay, baby, can you just get me that yellow color pen from there? I need it. That's a skill. The child is able to hear the word called yellow. He coordinates to the brain that the color is yellow, which my mom is asking, and we named it as pen. So the child tried to pick it up. If I'm cooking, say for example, I tell my child, okay, can you get me some tomatoes from the fridge? If you don't know, introduce it to them. It's not that difficult. Brain balancing, what we call, how do we help them balance their brain, which ultimately help them to develop their fine motor, gross motor skills together. How do they balance themselves? How do they instruct their brain? Those are very important. Yes. And in very small things, they can bring in this kind of stuff. And say you love playing some game, ask your child to come and help you. It's okay. They don't know to lift. They don't know how to lift a bat, but teach them.
Yes.
That's what we do as teachers. We aren't doing something very exceptional.
Correct.
We are doing the same thing. But yes, being busy, whatever we could find out from the day-to-day, we can bring out of the child. Even that helps for their personality development. Coming to their cognitive skills, yes, again, you are, maybe if I'm working on a laptop, you just say a child, can you identify a and type over the notepad? The child would be very happy. They would not like to do it over a notebook with a pen or a paper. But when you ask them to do it on a laptop, they would be very eager and excited to do that. So that's how, in small things, we bring in them, and you just have to make them realize that, you're masters. Then they're very happy to learn and teach us again.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So in your curriculum, what kind of emphasis or how much of stress do you lay on activities?
Activities are equally important. I would say it's like, 50-50. Only a traditional learning method would never help a child, because nowadays the child are so energetic. They have so much energy. They are so good in observing, listening. They need to understand something in real time. Say, for example, I say them, this is what is a sense organ. This help us to see. They doesn't know. But when I give them an activity to do, whether they heard me or not, but that time, if they don't know, they urge themselves to come and ask, what is this? Why do I have to do this? They take their own time to do that activity. So when it comes for an activity, let it be an activity on a paper or any physical activity or activity which involves them to, balance on their body along with their brain, like, coordination activity, whatever. But when we give them activities, they actually understand what they are learning. If I just keep them learning with a picture book or a writing paper, that doesn't work. These days, kids need the reality, how it coordinates to each other. So when we expose that to them, they are very happy to learn it. And at the same time, they are very creative to come up with their own things. They tell new things, maybe which give us some hints to
Mhm.
bring better things.
And so do you, apart from the activities which are part of curriculum, do you also have some kind of special days on a regular basis?
Yeah, we have like we follow theme for every month.
Okay.
And as per that theme, we will plan a day where we celebrate on the theme.
Okay.
And say if the theme is on colors, we celebrate red color day, we celebrate blue color day. You know, like we ask them to dress themselves in blue color, even if possible, get some snacks which are in blue color, you know, which makes it a blue feel. I mean, any color, green, yellow, and we play games. Okay, since we are celebrating Red Day, what do you see around yourself that is in red? Can you get it? We give you some timing. Let's see who's bringing the most of it. So these kind of days and all the festivals like Diwali, Dashera. I mean, importance of understanding the festival as well, part of making it a special day with a dance, with some kind of activities involved in there. Say it was Dashera, we made children do dandiya, and for seasons we did a rainy day. We got one big umbrella. We made an artificial rain of shower, and we made them stand under the umbrella. So when these things happen, the same thing was conveyed to them in a classroom with the pictures, with the best teaching technique. But when they relate to that through these kind of things, definitely anything like this makes their day special, and they carry something very special on that day.
So apart from all these activities and special days, I'm sure you have some occasions, of course, though you've just started last year, but I'm sure you would have planned some annual events for the year. So what are those annual events that you have?
Yeah, so we have a sports day and annual day.
Okay.
So sports day is where we focus more on their sports, like we plan for some games. It's like just a small competition among the children, and you know, the spirit of sportism that should be inculcated in them. And annual day is a day of entertainment. So where we plan some themes based on this theme, we make the children perform, and you know, with practice obviously. And yeah, these are two very big events that we have. Apart from that, we have grandparents day. We have invited our children's grandparents, and you know, the children has performed in front of their grandparents. Say they sang a song, some dance, some gave a short speech, and that made their grandparents, you know, like so happy. They were so happy to hear them, see them performing. And we had we had a fest wherein the children who are good at dance, like a dance competition and a singing competition, a fancy dress. So with these, they exhibit their talents, and they feel cherished. They feel also privileged when they are, you know, kind of given a prize.
Yeah.
They know to carry them forward. There is a level that they are set for themselves. They can't go back. So when these kind of events happen, they themselves set the next level for them. So, okay, already they have seen me like this, and I have to be more better to them.
In your school, how much of parent participation, like in terms of whether it's in activities or anything else, how much of participation do you expect from parents? How often do you want them to come to school?
Actually, on a regular basis, we have PTM. In a year, we have 4 PTM.
Okay.
And activity-wise, you know, we try to approach, but yes, some have working environments and they could not make it. So we had a Father's Day celebration where we had invited the fathers, you know, just to have a click with their children, because the children had made some takeaways for them with the help of teachers, right? And we made the children to give it to their fathers. And yes, again for Mother's Day, we had like a small competition of parents among themselves. And the Dashera Day, that was with the parents, like mother and daughter were invited for the dance.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, PTMs are the most important, because apart from pulling them in, we can't pull parents into a weekday. That is a very some could make it, some could not make it, and some who could not make it, they really feel so bad for it. So we can't do that unfair treatment to parents. So we ensure, you know, we plan something, but they participate.
Okay.
Like in the sports day, we had planned a sports activity. The children had kind of, you know, gave a good cheer up to their parents. Like my mother and father is gonna win. You know, somewhere where, you know, they connect, where they feel that special moment with the child.
True.
And yes, with the PTM, we connect with them. We try to understand the parents. If they're not able to give the time, then how we could give it to the child, or how better we can plan. We keep them updated on the status of the children.
Okay.
Learn to more from them on the child's day-to-day activities if some behavioral attribute changes are observed, so that we work together and it is a better product.
So at small steps, I'm sure there must be some kind of an activity or some kind of a homework that they would be given to the children on a regular basis.
Yes.
And at that time, if there are children who are not able to do it because probably for a lack of understanding in the class, how do you help or support such children who are not able to understand in the class?
Yeah, so there are a couple of children, yes, it's that they're just slow. They take 3 more days compared to the other children. That's it.
Okay.
How do we pay them the attention is while we explain them, when we interact with them on a questionnaire, like, I ask something, they come back with something, then we can evaluate them. Okay, the child is not able to understand. And when we make them do the activities, wherein, as I told, activities play a major role. When they're not able to do the activity, we come to know it in a better way, that they have not understood what was taught to them.
Correct.
So the teacher take the child alone and, explain it. We steal their play time, we steal their snack time, but that's okay, I feel. It's like 5 minutes of stealing from their regular time, because we can't explicitly call them, or, that becomes difficult even for the parents.
Yes.
And for the management. So with, like, if say 30 minutes is the snack time, we give them 25 minutes of time. We steal that 5 minutes, we explain them the concept. So whenever we find some time, we just, try to make the child better with the teacher to understand the concept and, make her complete that, his or her. Yeah.
Okay. Now coming to the work